Time for Agatha's ritual. The moon can't get any more right. Are you ready?
Are you?
I'm prepared as I can be. And I'll have some additional help.
Who?
Agatha asked me to recruit a few of the others.
How many people will be joining us?
All the Midnight Suns, Dr. Strange, and Logan overheard me talking with Nico and decided to come along.
He believed you?
He said, I've seen weirder stuff in my day. But he used another word for stuff.
We should go.
I'll lead the way. This is it.
Hunter, I never asked. Are you all right with this?
We need every edge in the battle against Lilith.
I'm glad you understand. What comes next is bigger than any one of us. It's a gamble we have to make. That doesn't mean I like it. If this doesn't work, please don't let Sarah know. She shouldn't have to lose me again.
I understand.
But it will work. Wanda knows what she's doing. I believe in her. In all of you. Besides, I'm Agatha Harkness. The world won't be rid of me till I'm ready to go.
Let us begin. What do you need me to do?
Stand back and make sure nothing disturbs us. The Grey Seneschal is a finicky ritual. Agatha Harkness, can you hear me?
I can.
The Grey Seneschal extends a hand. Shall you take it, knowing it may lead to your destruction?
I shall.
Do you willingly sever your bond to this world, knowing it may lead to your dissolution?
I do.
And will you open yourself to the Grey Seneschal, knowing it may lead to your possession?
I will.
Spoken, witnessed, and sealed. I will now begin.
Steady, Wanda.
I call upon the Grey Seneschal. Seize the spirit of Agatha Harkness and deliver her into this world. It's her.
Oh, I can see her! I can see...
Agatha?
Sarah, wait. She did not want you to find out like this. How are you here?
I couldn't find a keepsake. A simple spell said it was here.
The locket.
Wanda stole it. I nearly caught her outside my room, didn't I?
We did what Agatha asked of us.
Asked? Why would you pull her back from her final rest? You should know better.
Sarah, she never left the Abbey. She has been here for months.
Then what are you? The Grey Seneschal. I won't let you do this to her.
Sarah, wait!
Wanda won't destroy her again.
Sarah, no!
What have you done to her?
Nothing worse than what you've done, Sarah.
Agatha?
You were the worst thing to happen to me. Oh, how I loathed our time together. It took death to finally free me of your insipid...
This isn't Agatha. Reveal yourself.
Hello, sweetling.
Mephisto.
Release Agatha. We have no quarrel with you.
I have quarrel with him.
You want me to simply give you this withered ecto-puppet? Come now. Someone must know how this works.
It's always the same with you. The devil is here, and he's ready to bargain.
Ah, the hairy little creature remembers how it works.
No bargains. Release Agatha. Right now.
No. I'm willing to make a simple trade. Give me Ilyana, and you can have this faded rag of spirit.
No bargains.
Then I'll destroy her and leave.
Do not touch her.
I thought you were the true power here. But if you have no hold over the Queen of Limbo, You're as useless to me as this wizened phantasm.
Wait, I will speak with Ileana.
Good, good. But don't take too long. If you delay, I'll melt this shriveled spirit.
There is little to say.
Ileana, I am just stalling for...
Shush. There is little to say because I know how to push him out.
What is the plan?
If I banish him directly, he takes her with him. But if I channel my power through someone close to Agatha... Wham! Sucker punch. He loses control, I banish him, and Agatha stays behind.
Then why have you not done it already?
Channeling my power through a person causes lasting injury. I do not know who should bear this suffering.
Everyone is here to support Agatha. Channel through all of us.
That could work. And I could hit him from multiple angles. Give me the signal when you're ready.
Enough deliberations. Do we have a bargain?
Magic. What do we say to the devil?
We say... The devil can go to hell!
Agatha?
Sarah, you can hear me?
And see you.
What, no kiss?
And that's how I know it's you.
What you've done here, to bring everyone together,
It's not enough.
I've never been more delighted to tell you how wrong you are. This is so much better than we'd expected. We just need to finish it.
We? Does that mean you'll stay and help?
You thought I did all this to say goodbye? Oh, Sarah, you're hopeless.
Not anymore.
Look at that. Hunter, would you mind walking with me? They deserve some privacy. Agatha's back. It worked.
We do well together.
I was thinking the same thing. So what now?
We should let them catch up.
Agreed. See you tomorrow. I'm going to bed and don't plan to set an alarm.
Ready to kick this off?
I am ready.
Carol, this was your book, so you can start.
I'll throw it back to you. What did you think of the book?
I had a rough time with it.
You didn't like it?
Didn't say that. At first I spent more time referencing the glossary than reading the book.
Sounds familiar. What changed?
I noticed a kind of rhythm to the words. I began to see them as lyrics to a song. All that dry talk faded and it finally came together. The lyrics made it feel much bigger than a chapter on Cree farming implements.
Exactly. This book was about much more than farming.
Exactly. The rhythm to it helped paint a bigger picture. Once I caught on, I kept reading and didn't rely on the glossary. I picked everything up from context. That's when I realized none of this was about farming. I'm surprised how much stuck with me, despite some concepts being legit alien to me.
Agreed. For me, the rhythm wasn't lyrics. It was more like the book was written to a cadence.
That's why I had you read it on your Spark. The mnemonic lexicon won't work with a hard copy.
The what now?
An ancient Cree technique. It helps you remember texts that would otherwise be considered... There's no Cree word for stuffy, but essentially that. But all that's packaging. Let's get into the book itself. Hunter, did you figure out what the bloom and the harvest represent?
The bloom is poorly defended territory behind enemy lines. The harvest is when you strike that territory and then fade away.
That's an important aspect, but it's more than just an attack strategy. It's about what comes after. At the time of the book's writing, the Kree cared most about integrating captured territory while still expanding their empire. Conquered worlds came with people. Rather than treat them as prisoners, the Kree provided them with most benefits enjoyed by Kree citizens. This period is known as the Cultivation.
So the bloom was when they gained full citizenship under their conquerors.
No, it's when the world requested it. As long as they could feed themselves with Kree farming techniques and defend their world with Kree defenses, the request was granted with few exceptions.
So what's the harvest?
As part of the service required by the Empire, many of these new citizens began the cultivation of freshly conquered worlds.
So they were living examples. Show the newly conquered what they could achieve if they went along with the Empire.
That's also how vampires work.
Carol, I think I pieced together the Kree strategy.
Do tell.
It's all tied to agriculture. Every soldier knows you can't fight if you can't eat, but they applied this to their expansion. Till the field, sow the seed, pull the weed, reap the crop. It means the Kree wouldn't advance until the territory they took was secure and productive.
If your enemy knows how you will act, they can prepare.
Certainly, for other spacefaring empires. But most worlds had no idea the Kree existed until the invasion was underway. But the Kree expansion had momentum. They could afford to push harder because their whole weight was behind the advance. Unless a world could push just as hard, it would eventually fall under Kree control. Carol, how was that?
Close enough to impress me. The strategy in Volume 32 wasn't perfect, but it worked out for the Kree far more often than it failed.
What happened when it failed?
That's covered in Volume 33.
And that's book club. Steve, you're up next. What's your book?
The Mantle of Authority, by General Chester Phillips.
Is this the one you keep saying I should read?
The very same. Now you have to. It's book club.
Okay, just between us, Carol's book was extremely weird, right?
I should read the first 31 volumes, for context.
You should not, nor should you read the one after this.
How many more are there?
At least 400. According to Carol, this was one of the good ones.
You should be honest with Carol.
I'm always honest with Carol. But if I tell her it was a weird book, I'll sound like I don't know much about her adopted culture.
And how is that bad? You do not know, so this is the perfect opportunity to ask.
Good point. All right, I'll do it. Thanks, Hunter.
Good luck.
You headed out?
I should leave.
Later then.
I spent some time decrypting the data drive Crossbones gave to Cap.
I hope it gave us good information on Hydra.
He gave us good intelligence, all right, but it's not about Hydra. It's about us. Take a look. He had files on all of us. Cap, me, Stark, Blade, Magic, Nico, everyone. Strengths, weaknesses. Mostly weaknesses.
This is detailed information. Whatever they were paying Crossbones, they certainly got their money's worth. I hope we have information this detailed on Hydra and its agents.
We have files, but nothing like this. The observations here are beyond extensive. Captain Marvel's trackable online activity indicates an unhealthy interest in cat videos. If I ever get cornered, I better have a cat handy to take hostage. He was sick. This isn't even all of it. There's a whole other section, but I can't access it.
More encryption?
Multiple layers of it. I could probably get it, but it'll take me a while. Cap could make this go a lot quicker.
Where is he? I'm surprised he is not going over these files with you.
He was with me when we first unlocked the drive. He was already agitated from Crossbones' death, but I think seeing what he had on us really set him off. He excused himself in a hurry. Now I need him back.
If you need his help, I'm sure you could talk him back in here. You know, captain to captain.
I appreciate you saying that.
You project the kind of confidence and authority he respects.
Well, I'm not alone. I could say the same thing about you.
I could enjoy the mutual admiration and respect all day, but one of us needs to go find Cap. I will do it.
And I'll keep working on unlocking the files.
Was there anything about me on that drive?
Strangely, no. Not a word.
Odd. Steve, Carol needs your help decrypting Crossbones' files.
It figures she'd send you. Did she tell you I want nothing to do with it? Because I still don't.
Tell me why this is a problem.
It was something Crossbones said. The old man. He was talking about my greatest enemy.
Who?
The Red Skull commanded Hydra during the war. Obsessed with the occult.
You think the Red Skull had something to do with those files?
I'm certain. One file is called Project Gutmorder, a classic name for a Red Skull terror weapon. Rumlow wanted me to use the tools of my oldest enemy to defeat the newest. I won't give him the satisfaction.
Steve, we need to know what that file says. Information from any source is valid if it helps us defeat Lilith.
A tool is just a tool justifies so many terrible outcomes. I won't be part of anything cooked up by the Red Skull.
That is not your call to make. You helped put me in charge. Now trust me to do my job.
Well, I guess you have been paying attention. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, huh? I'll talk to Carol and do what I can. Thanks for helping me work through this, Hunter.
Of course.
Don't tell me. Red Skull's plans for Wundagore monorail.
Close. Red Skull dug them back in World War II, but where they go, well, we're not sure. Yet.
There are some hints in Crossbones' data that a few of the tunnels might even be older.
How much do we trust Crossbones' data?
I trust it enough to investigate and launch reconnaissance. Up for a little smash and grab, Logan?
Ah, I see where this is going. It's a cannonball special. Except that you're throwing me at a whole mountain.
We know you're strong enough to take it.
Want in on the action, Steve?
Negative. I need to poke around Crossbones' hard drive. There's still encryption I can't crack.
Maybe it's spicy love letters from Crossbones to Sin? She's Red Skull's daughter or granddaughter or something. Anyone sharing a family tree with Red Skull is bad news. Dating Crossbones is proof of that pudding.
That's right. I wonder what kind of murder sonnets those two deranged lovebirds wrote to each other. But while it would make some titillating nightmare fuel, we have bigger fish to fry.
And it's a big old doozy of a fish. Something called Project Gutmorder.
Based on my limited German, that sounds promising.
Agreed. Only it could be nothing. Red Skull doled out fancy names left and right. I think the answer's here, in Crossbones' data.
What we do know is that these tunnels go somewhere. And Hydra's hiding something. Something potentially big.
Well, that's more context than I normally get for potential suicide missions. Into the Hydra nest we go. If we're really going into those tunnels underneath Mount Wundagore, get ready for some good old-fashioned grime and slime.
Are you saying the Red Skull did not value comfort?
The guy was a Nazi whose head was the color of an inflamed big toe. I doubt he was trucking in lacy throw pillows down there.
I will adjust my expectations.
The map we have is pretty loose, but luckily, you're gonna have me leading the way. So don't worry about getting stuck or lost.
We have a partial map. I think I can handle myself. I am known as the Hunter, after all.
Sure, a partial map will get you partially there. But when you're stuck in a Nazi trap and you're surrounded by whatever's been lurking down there since Red Skull turned off the lights, it may be a good idea to have old Wolverine along. Not that you'll need me, of course.
With any luck, we will learn the Skull's secrets quickly.
Yeah, it'll be good to see what the old bonehead was up to.
You talk as though you knew him.
It's not like we traded punches or anything, but I was in Canadian intelligence during the war. The skull was definitely on our radar. As nasty as you'd expect. Obsessed with the occult.
And this Project Got Mortar?
That's new to me. Hopefully it lives up to its name. I'd hate to go all the way down there and find out it's just a regular old mortar.
Something tells me whatever we find down there will be worth the effort.
Oh yeah? What's telling you that? Voices in your head?
Pure instinct.
Whatever it is, I hope we can get it out of there. I don't want to spend more time in those tunnels than I have to.
On that, we can agree.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
How can this be? It seems we have been walking in circles for hours.
It's been 20 minutes. Relax. We're close.
You said that after your last... sniff.
And I was right. If this is supposed to be an ambush, I've seen better.
Ambush? This is a slaughter.
No kidding. They were trying to get inside that vault. I don't believe in coincidences. Which means...
Project Mortar.
I'd bet my life on it.
So did they.
Guess Hydra just dropped a rung or two on the bad guy food chain.
Maybe so. Still, this Lilin feels different somehow. Feral.
You sniff that out?
We can debate the hows and whys later. Get that vault open before more of these things show up.
Too late for that.
You're right about that thing. Smells like it died, then crawled through hot garbage.
That is one way of describing it. Consider it done.
Just as good as everyone says. That's an interesting technique. Your actions have consequences.
Here, take it.
Fear the sun. Reality is only an illusion.
You were too weak for this fight.
Time to see if Red Skull really did hide his ultimate weapon here.
I'd say we found your god killer.
An old Enigma lock. Hang on. I think I might be able to decipher the sequence.
Got your decoder ring right here.
Great. Dollars to donuts, that alarm still leads somewhere.
Let's not stick around to find out. The hell you waiting for, kid? This way!
Crossbones command ship.
You gotta be kidding me.
The Temple of Chthon.
Not what I'm talking about. Better brace yourselves.
This is why we enter the code.
You have earned...
Let me give you a hand. I'm gonna rip. Give me a hand.
Feel my call.
You left me no choice.
You're not going to last.
You will regret that.
Dibs on the ugly one.
They will know our power.
Let's try this.
You are not...
Not looking good.
You had your chance to escape. It would seem Lilith chose poorly.
My turn.
Your time has come.
You know that's not enough.
Running out of options here.
And space.
One chance, Hunter. Return with me to Mother, and I will spare what remains of your friends.
Man, I miss the torn purple pants days.
It may be our only chance.
That ain't a chance, kid. It's a monster. So come on, ugly. Let's finish this.
Finish this, Logan. Yes, I will!
The occult emanations coming from this god-killer are unlike anything I have ever encountered.
When I gripped it, I saw a face. The face of Chthon.
Yes, I suspected as much. The darkness I sense here is beyond the realm of mortals. It's no surprise Red Skull was seeking that level of power. This is more than just an artifact. But whatever it is could represent a change in the direction of our battle against Lilith.
The direct connection to Chthon in this thing is undeniable, and whatever that connection is makes this the most dangerous object on the planet right now.
I agree with you. The Dark God's imprint here is the reason it demands to be understood. I think the safest option is to keep it here in the forge for a bit longer, at least until I've had a chance to study it more. I don't think anyone should handle it until we know what it is for sure.
Very well. And how long do you think that will take?
Well, I think the world will be ending soon, so hopefully before that.
What if she's not ready? We ask for too much of her sometimes.
I don't want to make her do anything she's not ready for either. But we all know she's the only one who can face him.
Is there anyone else here who has the power to do it? Nico, you're a badass blood witch. What about you?
I might not be packing as much firepower in the magic department as we're gonna need. Hate to say it, but she is more powerful than me. Like, way more powerful. Plus, she knows what we're dealing with firsthand. It's gotta be her.
What if she doesn't want to? We shouldn't make her.
Then one of us needs to convince her.
I'll speak to her. When the time is right.
If you think she's up to it.
We will see.
So, is it settled? Meeting over?
Yes, Robbie, you're excused. You can go back to playing video games.
Rad! Because I'm about this close to finally leveling up.
Bet you cannot do it before Chthon eats your controller.
Oh, you know what, Magic? You're on.
We're supposed to have shop class tonight, but Tony really got under his skin. I've never seen him this mad. Can you help me talk him down?
Lead the way.
Thanks, Hunter.
You've gone too far, Tony!
Explain how replacing outdated equipment is a problem.
You moved my car!
It was in the way, and I moved it back.
Crap.
All this flashy junk isn't why I'm here. Why any of the rest of us are here.
Well, I'm here to make progress. If you aren't, then get out of the way.
Never meet your heroes. I get it now. I don't know why I thought you could change.
Hey boss, any clue why Robbie freaked out about the new gear? Does he hate efficiency?
Come on, Tony. No need to be so harsh.
Oh no, he's the one who started this. All I did was return what he lobbed at me. I'm gonna bring the rest of this gear online. Should help you streamline the process when you and Parker do your thing.
Robbie just needs a little space. Let's get started. Another day for retooling. We have a few more ideas in the backlog if you want to check them out. Thanks for getting me those components. We're good to go. Time to... Tony, what's up?
I think your gearhead pal is still wound up.
Okay. Hunter, give me a minute. I want to make sure Robbie's okay.
Take your time. I'll assemble the prototype for the Hunter.
Oh, I'd prefer to hold off. There are some details I want to go over before we begin.
Oh, come on. You've managed so far. How hard can it be for me?
Sure, fine.
Before we get started, I've noticed Parker takes twice as long to finish these prototypes than he should. I have some ideas.
We should get started.
You know what? It's just easier if I show you.
Okay.
Sit back and watch the master at work. What? You looking for a round two? I don't want to butt heads, but to quote a frenemy, I can do this all day.
Tony, I don't want to fight you. You were my hero growing up.
Kids do love Iron Man.
Not Iron Man. You, Tony. The man who could fix any problem with technology.
What do you want, Robbie?
10 years ago, you bought the Salazar steel plant, then shut it down. Do you remember what you said at the press conference? When you announced the Stark Technology Center?
Something witty?
You said, I'm here to make progress. If you aren't, you should get out of my way. Tony, you put half the families in my neighborhood out of work. And for what? You never even broke ground on that technology center.
I don't even remember this.
3 years later, most of the families who you put out of work had moved away. Follow the jobs, you know? The rest of us weren't so lucky. That's when things got real bad. But those families had it right. You need to know when it's time to move on. So good luck with shop class. I hope it's all the progress you want it to be.
You too, Parker?
Yeah, Tony. If I could manage it, how hard can it be for you?
What just happened?
Everyone was having a bad night.
No, I pushed Robbie too hard. Damn it. I treated him like I used to treat Steve. I can fix this.
Maybe, but not tonight.
Let's get this started.
I am ready.
Before we start, I want to welcome Logan to the book club. What did you think of the book?
I didn't read it.
Okay then, guess I'll start. Steve, I really enjoyed this book.
What stood out to you?
I know people have different approaches to leading others, but I never considered what drives them to do so. Take Custer. He led from the front and was mostly loved by his troops, but his drive for personal glory affected every choice he made. Eventually, Custer picked a fight he couldn't handle. His recklessness led to the death of himself and every soldier he commanded.
His orders were to slaughter a native village. He deserved what he got.
I can't argue with that. I think the biggest lesson, beyond don't be Custer, is that an outsized ego is a double-edged sword for a leader.
Also, you can't just get through life with a pretty face.
I thought you didn't read the book.
I didn't, but I picked things up from context.
I learned more about George Washington from this book than anything I was taught in school.
Yeah, that surprised me as well.
Before this, I associated him with statues, paintings, and the dustiest parts of American history. But here we see a military leader whose personal ambition was the victory of his army. He was clear-eyed about his goals and knew how to get out of his own way. Washington led from the top, though he kept counsel with various advisors. Once he made a decision, he expected his subordinates to follow his orders.
This George Washington reminds me of you.
You'd better not say it's the hair.
No, you keep counsel at Central. Once you make up your mind, you assign missions to the rest of us.
Huh. Leads like George Washington. I'll take it. More than anyone else in the book, Washington believed true leadership is a contract bestowed upon you by those whom you lead.
And that's where the book gets its title?
Right. The mantle of authority. It's something that augments you.
Which brings us to our final profile.
We really don't have to do this one.
And now I'm interested.
Steve, how long have you bugged me to read this?
Not because of the chapter on me. You all know General Phillips selected me for the Super Soldier program. For a time, he commanded me in the field, and that's why my profile is in the book. He was kind to say I led by example. Maybe that's how it used to be. But the Avengers isn't a military organization. If I gave Tony an order, he'd laugh in my face. To get anything done, I need the group's consensus. I can't give pretty speeches about the need to sacrifice. I have to show that putting in the effort today will make a better tomorrow.
You could order me a pizza.
Nope, we're too far from New York City.
That is a shame. Pizza could build consensus.
You're not wrong. That's how I used to get the Hulk on board. But I find little enjoyment in talking about myself, so yeah, let's end it here.
All right, we'll call it here. Next month is... Hunter, do you have any books to suggest?
None from the past few centuries.
Then Logan could pick the next one.
Sure. The Adventures of Crash Morgan number 5, The Last Queen of Deimos.
What is that exactly?
It's about a space explorer with a ray gun, a jetpack, and a fishbowl helmet. Travels through space with a robot dog. They get in wacky adventures.
That's a classic. A buddy of mine had that in basic.
I'm always up for space nonsense.
I'm not, but that's the book. I'll give it a shot. Well, at least Logan showed up.
You did not think he would?
I wasn't sure he'd be into book club, and I don't know what to expect from that book of his.
It sounds like one of Nico's movies.
She does know how to pick 'em.
Well, Nico has given me an appreciation for, I think it is called schlock
Not you, too. I'm the only Midnight Sun who can't stand that garbage?
Seems that way.
Guess I'll be skipping future movie nights.
Oh, coward.
You're lucky there's no fighting in book club. Anyway, on your way out?
I should leave.
Later then.
You've almost retraced Wanda's steps, Hunter. Which means it's probably time I was honest with you. Things got a bit messy at this point. It was here that Wanda hit a wall, in the literal sense. The gates sealing off your mother's garden seemed all but impervious to any attempt we made at opening them.
You would not have given up that easily.
Of course not. Wanda was hesitant, but I was emboldened by just how close she had come to succeeding. I strongly encouraged her to keep trying. If I had only stopped to consider the risks. But no. With my guidance, she attempted to use the moon seal from Set's trial to force open the gate.
You were only trying to encourage Wanda's growth.
That may be, but there were other ways I could have helped her.
So what did happen?
Without the word of power, Set's blessing, Wanda couldn't control the energy within the seal. It responded like these things often do. It exploded.
But the gate did not open?
No, it didn't. And as an unfortunate side effect of the blast, I was killed.
That was the training accident with Wanda?
A surprisingly level-headed explanation from the poor girl, considering what she had just witnessed. I was still out of my senses, but that's a story for another time.
You died. Wanda was left traumatized, only to be blamed by caretaker and left without anyone to support her.
I said things got messy. Perhaps I should have said heartbreaking. In either case, now you know the truth.
But what about Sarah and the others? They need to know as well.
Given my current situation, I think it may have to wait, dear. If you'd still like to move forward, you'll need to find the shards of the broken moon seal. If all goes well, I should be able to reform the seal.
I have found 3 moon seal pieces that fit together.
Of course you have. We will need one more thing before I can fuse them back together. There is a particular flower that grows in front of my old cottage. Find it while I prepare the ritual. I'll be in the library.
This must be the reagent that Agatha needs to restore the seal. I have found the reagent.
So you have. Let's not waste any more time. For this to work, we'll need the elemental altar. Come with me. This is it, Hunter. Once I've reforged the seal, you can face the final trial. I'm sure Set is eagerly awaiting your arrival.
It has been a long road to reach this point.
Lucky for you, the ritual won't take more than a moment. I just need to say the magic words. Abracadabra. Just kidding, dear.
I am glad to know your situation did nothing to dampen your sense of humor.
Sarah is salty enough for the both of us. I like to keep things in balance. Now, let's get you a moon seal. I just hope Set doesn't mind a bit of refurbishment.
I will find out soon enough.
Just remember, Hunter, the answers we seek are almost within your grasp. Stay the course.
Your time! Feel my call. They really want to get on my bad side. There's no escape. I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. Return to your mother. You were unprepared. I saw a move like that once. Simply no mercy for the servants of Lilith.
I wouldn't go so far as to say Set is pleased, but I'm sure you've piqued his interest.
Sarah?
Of all the things you weren't expecting, finding me here had to be near the top of the list.
Have you been following me?
On the contrary, kiddo, I think it's you that's been following in my footsteps. Speaking of which, have you been enjoying the trials? I'm not sure how you found your way down that path, but you've obviously impressed the gods, just like your mother and I did.
You are being much calmer than I expected about all this.
You aren't the first member of your family to sneak away and attempt the trials. I remember raising more than a few eyebrows on my run.
This from the favored daughter of Ashtur?
I always respected Ashtur, especially compared to some of her siblings.
And my mother?
I think she saw something of herself in Autumn, but she was never one to flatter the gods.
She seems to have no issue kneeling to Chthon.
Is that really what you believe, Hunter?
I cannot say.
At least you've kept an open mind. I'm not sure I would have.
I have tried to remain neutral until I know more.
If you've come this far, then there's really no point in hiding it anymore.
This place, sealed and hidden away beneath my mother's garden, this was you again. Something else you wanted to lock away.
Would you believe it's because I've been a stubborn old woman for far too many centuries?
Yes.
This may be difficult to understand given what you've been told, how you were raised. But your mother isn't the bastion of evil the world knows her to be.
Yes, I know she was not the mother of demons when she was with my father.
There's more to it than that. I told you of her work to find a cure for his illness. There was nothing she could do, and when he passed, she accepted his fate. But then, the corruption came for you.
I was sick? I do not remember that at all.
I'm not surprised, given the cure. You were so young, so vulnerable. Lilith was inconsolable. If she had been desperate to heal your father, she was now completely unhinged when it came to curing you.
But she did find a way.
We had thought to bury it in this place forever, safe from not just the greedy eyes of petty men like Shaw, but from ourselves.
The Darkhold.
Yes, and sensing your mother's desperation, the damn thing called out to her. There within its pages, Lilith found a way to protect her child. Straight from the Great Shadow himself, Chthon. And as payment, she pledged her eternal devotion to him. Reborn as the mother of demons.
She gave herself to Chthon for me?
You were her only child, and she loved you more than anything else in this world. In her mind, it was no sacrifice at all. You were all that mattered.
And you still let me believe she was a monster?
For your protection, I only let you see her as she is now.
But what she became...
What she became, I barely recognized. She may have been your mother, but there was no way she could be your mother ever again.
And so you cast her out?
She was weakened from the transition. Some part of her soul still struggling with the corruption infecting her, I suppose. I knew I would only have the moment, and so I struck, drove her from the Abbey, from you. It was the only way I could protect you. In my mind and in my heart, I believed that the Lilith I knew would have done the same.
But then she came back.
Yes, it took her years, but she finally returned. Of course, by then, she had become something far different. The rest, as you know, is history. Until now. I thought by sealing this place, by avoiding the truth, that it would somehow make all of this easier. But I also knew someday we would have this conversation.
You were trying to protect me, as you always do.
You've made this easier on me than it should be, kiddo. But I can't say I'm not glad that you still believe in me.
We can only move forward from here. We have spent enough time wading through the past.
You'll get no argument from me there.